Good afternoon from London. It's an okayish afternoon here in London. And hello to all dear comrades, friends, and supporters from me, Dr. Dermot Hudson, the chairman of the British Group for the Study of the Juche idea, chairman of the Korean Friendship Association of the UK, and the official delegate of KFA for the UK, and of course, the owner of this very self-same channel. Sangam 007, the militant voice of Sangam and Juche in the UK, defending people's career with no ifs or buts. And because we defend people's career with no ifs or buts, we need to denounce the anti-DPRK lecture of one Andrei Lankov, who is going to be visiting London pretty soon, and is going to be giving a lecture at King's College tomorrow evening, which is actually the 10th of October, the day of the anniversary, the foundation of the Workers' Party of Korea. So this is a kind of provocation to the DPRK for Lankov to hold an anti-DPRK lecture on the day. And it's been held at King's College, London, an institution which is believed to be linked to the British military, British intelligence and security services. And Lankov is actually charging people money to get into the lecture. It's actually £45, so you won't get ordinary workers going to the lecture. And of course, the big irony is Lankov in his lecture will no doubt be telling people about the DPRK being run by a so-called quote-unquote elite. But of course, his lecture, at £45 per head, is very much aimed at the elite in Britain. Anyway, Lankov, for those who do not know who I'm talking about, is part of the CIA-controlled NK News gang. He is based in South Korea, and he has been sort of presented as a so-called, again, quote-unquote, expert on the DPRK, and in fact has often spearheaded anti-DPRK propaganda campaigns and tried to give them an air of academic legitimacy. Lankov serves the interests of the South Korean puppets, the South Korean bourgeoisie, and the US imperialists. He teaches at Kookmin University in South Korea, private university in South Korea, funded by a South Korean chaebol. And a chaebol, by the way, is in South Korea. It's a big capitalist monopoly or conglomerate. Such Korean studies of people like Lankov are believed to be funded and controlled by the South Korean spy agency, the NIS. And for those who are sort of skeptical about this, please Google the name Sue Mi Terry. She was another so-called career expert, a former CIA analyst, and she actually got into trouble in the US because it was found she was taking a lot of backhanders from the South Korean puppets, which, of course, is technically illegal under US law to take money from a foreign state, even a supposed ally of the US. Lankov is a so-called new Russian former dissidents and quote-unquote Democrats who contributed to the smashing up of Soviet socialism during the late 1980s. Such people were uh, known as sausage intellectuals, as their critique of the USSR was simply that there were not enough sausages, or maybe not enough varieties of sausage, and maybe the sausages weren't seasoned enough. I do not know. And of course, such an ignorant viewpoint ignored things like full employment and subsidised housing and good education and the rest of the benefits of socialism that were enjoyed by Soviet citizens. Socialism in the USSR was frustrated thanks to people like Lankov, and the result was unemployment, poverty, and violence, and many Russians leaving the country to live abroad. As to Lankov's so-called expertise on the DPRK, he falsely claimed that the DPRK was adopting reform, quote unquote, and opening up, quote unquote, even writing that there were private farm plots in the DPRK that were 3,000 square meters in size. I mean, and this, of course, is total nonsense. And this falsehood was actually refuted by the Korean Association of Social Scientists, a DPRK academic body. Lankov also wrote that the DPRK would scrap trolley buses because apparently Moscow was doing the same. When in fact, at the last Congress, the Workers' Party of Korea, the 8th Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea, it was announced that trolley bus production in the DPRK, along with the production of trams, ordinary buses and trains, would increase. So Lankov is no expert on the DPRK. And if King's College, or in fact any other university, wanted to invite an expert on the DPRK, why not invite me? I've visited the DPRK 19 times. I've written numerous books on the DPRK. I'm just publishing a new one called The Socialist Fortress of Juche. So, so down with Andrei Lankov, fake career expert agent of US imperialism and the South Korean puppet bourgeoisie. And I'd like to add that on Saturday, 12th of October in central London, the British group for the study of the Juche idea will be holding a meeting about the Juche idea, and you'll get genuine experts on the DPRK and Juche speaking at that meeting. We're not charging £45 to get in, entrance is free, and we'll have some tea and biscuits, so why not come along? Check out Telegram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. for details. We're going to put the event venue up on social media very soon. Anyway, thank everybody for listening today. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, Sunken 007, please hit the subscribe button, and also to our affiliated channel, Korean Friendship Association of the UK. You can buy excellent books explaining the reality of people's Korea and defending Juche socialism on our publications program. There'll be a link in the description. You can also donate to KFA UK and to myself. I'm not demanding that anyone pays me £45, unlike Mr. Lankov. And above all, please get stuck in and support our activities, come to our events. Thank you very much for your